In 2054, a man named Mickey wakes up on a planet called Niflheim inside an icy cave with his face covered in snow and confused about how he survived the fall. His communication device and thermal gear are damaged from the fall. Just as he is about to lose hope, he sees a small spacecraft passing above him and shouts the name Seymour repeatedly. Seymour eventually hears him and propels down to him. But instead of helping Mickey, he stops midway to take his weapon and leaves him there, claiming his rope is too short to reach him. Seymour then mocks Mickey, saying,
"Plus, they're going to reprint you back out tomorrow anyway."
Death is not a new thing for him, as he will just be reprinted the next day. As Seymour climbs back up, he asks how many times this has happened and if Mickey is Mickey 16. Mickey replies that it's 17, and Seymour leaves, wishing him a good death. Then Mickey hears a cracking sound and sees weird-looking creatures called creepers approaching him. Hoping it's better to be eaten quickly than to freeze to death, Mickey lies down as a large creeper crawls over him. When Mickey dies, he wakes up in a human printing machine with a new healthy body and his memories updated. This is the 17th time they have been doing this to him, and he is just an expendable resource which scientists can use again and again for their research. But instead of a lab rat, Mickey is their test subject, and he must do this every time. Because this procedure is deemed illegal back on Earth, all these experiments are done in outer space. But how did Mickey end up in this situation in the first place? Well, 4 years earlier, Mickey trusts his friend Timo and takes a huge loan from a loan shark named Darius, but ends up losing everything. To avoid being killed, they decide to sign up as crew members for a spaceship mission to colonize the planet Niflheim. The expedition is led by former Congressman Kenneth, who lost his last 2 elections. Mickey, without reading the entire application, signs up to be an expendable. Timo already secured a position as a flitter pilot after getting his permit a few weeks earlier. A woman then takes him through a tunnel while explaining the details of his job, but Mickey is distracted by the smell of her hair, which feels oddly familiar. Next, she takes him to a large tank called the Cycler. It processes organic waste produced on the spaceship and refines and recycles the waste, sending a portion to the printer, which creates raw material for human bodies. She explains that once someone dies and the committee approves it, the printer will create a new version of that person within 20 hours. After changing his clothes, he does a full body scan to record his biodata. After the body scan, she uploads his memories, calling it a personality backup. He will have to do this once a week to avoid any memory gaps when he's printed out. After going through some tests, he boards the spaceship, and Mickey begins the 4.5-year journey as Mickey 1. One day, Kenneth and his wife, Ilfa, walk in and the crew starts cheering and getting excited. From the crowd, Mickey notices Nasha, a security agent, and they instantly fall in love. They spend the whole journey together, and Nasha is always there when the rest of the crew mistreat him. After the long journey, the spaceship finally lands, and Mickey is the first to step out and test his body's reaction to the new environment. When the atmosphere seems to contain a deadly virus, the scientists develop a vaccine for everyone after Mickey repeatedly dies from the process, but he is always regenerated. After the vaccine is created, the crew no longer needs oxygen masks. One day, Mickey and crew members Jennifer, Kai, and another soldier go out to explore the environment. In the icy caves, they encounter baby creepers and begin firing at them. Jennifer shoots at one creeper, which causes ice to break and fall, killing her instantly. Later, when they return to the ship, Kenneth is furious because Jennifer was one of the few fertile women on the crew. He blames Mickey for her death and decides to cut Mickey's rations in half. Mickey's work shifts are also doubled to 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, until he brings back a creeper sample. One day, while searching for a creeper, the ice cracks beneath Mickey's feet, and he falls into a deep cave. The large creeper which attacked him didn't kill him. Instead, it dragged it outside and left him there. Next, Mickey manages to find a large truck nearby. He climbs onto it, and it drives him back to the spaceship. Exhausted, Mickey returns to his room and lies down to rest, but he finds another person in his bed. Mickey is shocked when he learns that this person is himself, Mickey 18. It seems Timo has reported that Mickey is already dead in that cave, so they just printed a new one, Mickey 18. Since there can never be multiples, one of them must die, so they begin to fight and Mickey 17 is knocked out. The scene then takes us years ago when human printing technology was still new, and a man named Alan was one of the leading scientists behind it. Around that time, a series of brutal murders targeted homeless people. An eyewitness described the suspect as looking exactly like Alan. However, Alan had a solid alibi. At the time of the murders, he was getting his makeup done for a children's science show. When the police raided his house, they discovered two of him. He had secretly printed another version of himself without the company's knowledge. The case confused police, legal experts, and philosophers alike. To prevent such problems, the committee decided that human printing would only be allowed far from Earth under strict oversight. Each expedition would be limited to one expendable person per mission and per planet. If multiple versions appeared, they would be arrested, executed, and permanently deleted to protect public safety. Next, Mickey 17 wakes up to find Mickey 18 dragging him toward the disposal. Mickey 18 is aggressive and unafraid to do whatever it takes. They start fighting, and 18 hangs 17 over the hole leading to the cycler. Mickey 17 begs him to stop and suggests that they could split the work hours instead of fighting each other. Just then, Timo appears with a hooded man and begins exchanging illegal drugs while the multiples hide. Then Mickey 18 decides to kill Timo and rushes toward him. He throws Timo into the furnace, leaving him hanging. Mickey 17 tries to stop 18 but fails. Mickey 18 grabs a heated metal rod and tries to kill Timo. Just then, people start to arrive. Seeing this, Mickey 18 helps Timo out to avoid suspicion, and he threatens to tell his drug dealing business if he tells this to anyone. Next, Mickey 18 returns to his dorm with Nasha, while Mickey 17 follows them. On the way, Kenneth's assistant, Daniel, catches Mickey 17 and tells him he has won the lottery to have dinner with Kenneth and his wife. At dinner, Mickey 17 eats as much as he can since he hasn't eaten properly in a while. Kai joins the table as another guest. Kenneth and Ilfa apologize for Jennifer's death. Kenneth then tells Kai that she has ideal genetics for the colony he envisions, which makes Kai feel like she is just a breeding instrument. In the middle of dinner, Mickey 17 starts coughing and suddenly vomits, collapsing onto the floor. It is revealed that they had him test an artificial meat and it is causing him allergic reactions. To make things even worse, they have him try a new untested painkiller they developed. Mickey stands up but starts screaming uncontrollably. Mr. Kenneth points a gun at his head, but Mickey begs him not to shoot, saying that he's fine now. Kai takes him back to her room to calm down. After talking for a while, Kai leans in and tries to kiss him, but Mickey jumps up and leaves the room. When Mickey 17 returns to his room, he finds Nasha and Mickey 18 laughing together. Nasha hugs Mickey 17 as Mickey 18 has already briefed her about the situation and playfully writes their numbers on their chest. It turns out they were doing drugs together, which explains why they can't stop laughing. After talking for a while, they all lie down and start getting intimate. Suddenly, Kai walks into the room and sees them together. Shocked, she runs out. Nasha follows her and begs her not to report what she saw. Kai agrees, but only if they agree to share them. Kai wants to take Mickey 17 for herself. Later, Mickey 17 tells Mickey 18 what happened at the dinner, and Mickey 18 loses his temper. He grabs Nasha's gun and runs off to kill Kenneth. Mickey 17 follows him, along with Nasha and Kai. Meanwhile, Kenneth is outside with a crowd of people as they cut into a large stone. Just as Mickey 18 is about to pull the trigger, a small creeper suddenly jumps out of the hole. The crowd panics and starts running. Mickey 17 catches the small creeper, but Mickey 18 still aims at Kenneth. Nasha and Mickey 17 try to stop him, causing the shot to miss and graze Kenneth's cheek, leaving a scar. As Kenneth recovers, another small creeper jumps onto his face. Kai shoots the creeper and it falls off. The crowd begins shooting in panic and kills the creature. Finally, Kenneth realizes there are multiples in the spaceship and orders their arrest along with Nasha. In the prison cell, Mickey 17, Mickey 18, and Nasha argue about how their lives have been ruined. Mickey 17 tells them that the creepers saved his life when they found him alone in the cave. Nasha says they need to report this because people should know that the creepers helped a human. Next, Timo arrives at the prison cell to see the multiples. Timo tells Mickey that he needs to record a video of him killing Mickey and send it to Earth for Darius. If he doesn't do it, Darius has a man on the ship who will kill him. Since Mickey can be reprinted, Timo starts crying and begging him to help. Timo then orders the prison guard to electrocute Mickey 17, saying that the softer one will be easier to kill. The guard shoots Mickey 17 with a taser and drags him out of the cell. Suddenly, Mickey 18 tells them to take him instead, but in return, Mickey 18 expects the drug as his last request before execution. Timo agrees and tells the guard to give him the drug. When the guard gets close, Mickey 18 grabs the guard's hand and crushes his head against the prison bars. Nasha quickly grabs the taser from the guard's pocket and shocks both Timo and the guard. Then they take the keys and break out of the cell. As Nasha is about to kill Timo with a chainsaw, Mickey 17 begs her to stop while Mickey 18 shouts at her to finish the job. Just the security guards arrive and stop her. As they are taken to see Kenneth, they notice through the window that creepers have been circling the spaceship since the night before. The baby creeper is crying loudly, which seems to be attracting more creepers. Dorothy, one of the scientists, tells Mickey 17 that the sound has recognizable patterns, and they are working on a way to translate it. At the head office, they meet Kenneth and Ilfa. Ilfa takes the baby creeper, cuts off its tail, and tries to make a sauce out of it. The baby starts crying loudly, and the creepers outside start howling in response. Kenneth then grabs a hot iron and presses it against Mickey 18's face, leaving a scar similar to the one on his own face. After that, Kenneth deletes Mickey's memory from his memory brick, which means no more reprints for Mickey. But Nasha tries to defend the Mickeys, but Kenneth shuts her down by accusing her of using drugs. Nasha insists on speaking, saying they don't even know if the creepers are dangerous. She points out that they don't have enough resources or calories to fight against millions of creepers. Dorothy interrupts, saying that the creepers might be highly intelligent and that they should try to communicate with them. But the creeper vomits on Kenneth's leg, which enrages him. He quickly grabs the baby creeper, puts it on a hook, and holds it over a hot tunnel. He then gives the end of the rope to Nasha to grab it by her teeth and tells her to shut up as she has been insulting him this whole time. This makes one of the security officers, Steven, angry, and he starts recording the entire scene with his assistant. Mr. Kenneth plans to gas all the creepers with lethal gas and wipe them from the planet. But Ilfa comes up with a more sinister idea. She puts bombs on both Mickey 17 and Mickey 18. The bombs are controlled by Mr. Kenneth, who orders them to cut off as many creeper tails as possible. The first one to bring back 100 tails will be allowed to survive. Mickey 17 and Mickey 18 are pushed out to begin the hunt. Just before they leave, Dorothy runs up to Mickey 17 and gives him a translator she developed. Next, they head toward the big creeper and try to communicate using the translator. It works, and the creeper starts talking. Mickey tells the mama creeper what Kenneth is planning, but she is unfazed and warns that if the humans kill the baby creeper, Zuko, the creepers will retaliate by screaming so loudly that it will cause the humans' brains and eyes to explode. She tells Mickey that for peace to exist, they must return baby Zuko and kill one human to avenge the death of the other baby creeper. Mickey 17 signals to the camera to bring Zuko, but the crew doesn't understand. Meanwhile, Kenneth decides to meet with Mama Creeper and leaves Ilfa in charge. Inside the ship, Nasha runs toward Ilfa and grabs her head, demanding that they save the baby. However, Ilfa refuses and cuts the rope, but Nasha catches it in time. The crew points their guns at Ilfa and orders her to sit down. Steven then tells her that her actions have surpassed her privileges, and the video he recorded will be sent to Earth. Next, Nasha brings out the baby creeper, Zuko. The other creepers protect the mama creeper by imitating her and rolling up around her, making it impossible for the humans to attack. Meanwhile, Mickey 18 runs toward Mr. Kenneth's vehicle and attacks him. Mickey 17 finds Nasha and Zuko and returns the baby to the mama creeper. Then, Mickey 18 detonates his bomb while still inside the vehicle with Mr. Kenneth, killing both of them. 6 months later, during a groundbreaking ceremony, Nasha gives a speech announcing the end of the expendable program. Mickey 17 presses the key to destroy the program for good. Afterward, Nasha and Mickey 17 get to grow old together, finally free from the expendable system. The end. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like our channel and subscribe if you enjoy content like this. Also, let us know what movie you would love us to recap for you.